Hello, welcome to episode 2 of this series. In this episode of our sandbox shooter game, I'm gonna start creating shapes. And also, I figured out the health bar. I've created a health bar by standing up this health bar. Well, I'm not gonna put it in. I backpacked it so I don't have to draw all of the costumes again. But we're gonna start creating shapes. So, I'm just gonna create 3 shapes right now. First of all, let's start with a little square. A red square will be good. And I have to go shift to create the perfect square. There, there's a square. Make this a little bigger and give this more outline. I'm gonna name this square. Okay, and the next one I'm gonna name it triangle. I'm gonna create like a little triangle, like this. Give it like a little yellow color. Make it a little down. Alright, now let's put this and stop in the middle. Triangle. I'm gonna create a pentagon. Pentagon. Okay, I honestly don't know how to create a perfect pentagon, but I'll try. So like this. Say like a little house. And like this. Like this. Alright. I don't think this is a good pentagon, but at least it's a try. Let's put blue, a little blue color. Like over and down. I'm gonna decrease the outline to like 3. I'm gonna make the pentagon a little bit bigger. And okay. By the way, this will be having lists and to keep track because there will be a limit. Otherwise, it's gonna keep spawning shapes. Alright. I'm gonna name the shape spawn at around this area of the map, like about this area. So I'm gonna create some variables. Shapes .hp for this sprite only because it is clones. Shapes dot clone number for this sprite only. Alright. So once right click, I'm gonna immediately just spawn about 10 shapes. Create clone myself. And when I start as a clone, go to XY, and I'm actually gonna make it pick random. So X here. So negative 55 to about 120. It's like simple 170 to 170. Also, I wanted to like 160 because I don't want them spawning like right outside. About right here. Alright. So look, they spawn. And I'm gonna make a little. So let's create another variable, shapes dot id. Because we'll keep track of what shape it is. And yeah. So before I create myself, I'm actually gonna make a little pick random. So I'll do a little bit of like random number generator to figure out how much shapes. So let's say 1, 4. If it's 1, or I'm gonna make the square very, very like common to spawn. 2. I'm going to set the shape's ID to square. And then another if else, but this time it's going to be 3. We will spawn a triangle. Triangle. And then the last if statement, we're going to wait 1 to 4 equals 4. Then we're gonna set to pentagon. Name it to pentagon. And if else, if none of those are true, because pick randoms are kind of like that, I'm just gonna set the ID to square. Okay, get the point of this random number generator. I won't make this a custom block to make it faster. So about choose shape. Run without screen refresh. Like choose shape, and I'm gonna switch costume to at the start. I'm gonna switch costume to shapes ID. Spawns a random shape each time. Random shape. Also, they won't be overlapping because kind of like overlapping. Makes them like better. Okay. Now I'm just going to okay. Spawn shapes. Spawn shape. Okay. So spawn shape will just be this, but we're gonna spawn shape. The reason why I'm making a custom block is to make this like this so it doesn't spawn all the time, so I can put an if statement over it. See, spawns shapes like this. Alright. Now, inside of this thing, we're gonna start setting the health bars. So if shapes ID equals to square, we're gonna set the shapes HP to about 3. And if the shape ID equals to triangle, I'm gonna set the shape ID to about 7, a bit more health. And else, if it's a pentagon, I'm gonna say 12. And then just to see if it works, I'm gonna put the shapes HP right here. 7, 3, 3, 3, 3. Keep spawning squares. Squares like a lot common. And then 12 or pentagon. Okay, so now it works. We can now hide the original sprite. Okay. Now hide the original sprite. Anyways, now we can make so the player can't shoot. Oh, before I make it, I'm gonna make a limit about like shape tracker. I don't know any name, but I'm just naming it shape tracker. So this tracks the shapes, and after the choose shape, I'm gonna add the shapes the shapes ID onto here. So this will keep track of the shapes ID. Okay, now we can start making when it shoots. I'm gonna name it Mike. So this has to be in the forever loop, and if touching player dot bullet, I'm going to set the brightness effect to about 100, and after 0 point something seconds, I'm gonna set the brightness to about 0, and change HP by like 0 minus player damage. And if the shape's HP is below 1, which is 0 or below 0, then we'll just simply delete the clone and delete item number of shapes ID. There we go. Square, square, square. and we can now shoot the shapes. It will delete number. And I'm obviously gonna make the background like a bit grayish, just so we can see the shapes more clearly and the brightness effects of the shapes. And in the player bullet, or for now, I'm just gonna make it or touching shapes. I'm actually gonna make a bullet HP system later on, but for now I'm just gonna do shapes. And I'm gonna hide the list. So now, starting at spawn, you can shoot the shapes, and you can make it go on. And I'm gonna make a score system later on and some upgrades. But for now, I'm gonna make this less complicated and actually start figuring out making a limit system. Okay, so forever spawn shape. I'm actually gonna make this wait 0.1 something seconds. Seconds. I'm gonna delete all of shape tracker. Delete all of shape trackers, like right over. If the length, if the length of shape tracker, so let's see, the length of shape tracker is below, let's say 4. So we can spawn about shape tracker, it goes 5 is above 4. So we're gonna make like the limit about 4. If 4 is above shape, 4 is smaller than, it means it'll spawn about 4 shapes and it'll just stop spawning. And if I shoot one of the shapes, it'll spawn another one because it's over the limit. Okay, I'm actually gonna make the limit about 7. So just spawn more shapes, and yeah. Okay, instead of this, I'm actually gonna drag the forever loop onto the clone. So after setting out the initial stuffs, it'll just check. I kind of like overlapping because it creates like this little like shape clumps. But I might create like a small things. Create like a things like it bumps into each other. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it like this. Okay, I think we're gonna start adding health bars. So I have got this backpacked health bar right here, and this basically just a backpacked health bar. By the way, this is not my script; it's somebody else's, and we have these lists. Okay, so in the shapes at the start, we're actually gonna drag this thing onto the shapes. Gonna remove that. So now we got this right here. Got this custom block, and we're actually going to going to show health bar like right there. Offset's about 7, 8, 9, 11. Try out the different numbers, and then at this, and for the health bar at the start, I'm just gonna set size to about 70. 60. Okay, that would work. I'm actually gonna make another one called shapes dot offset, which is health for the sprite only, and I'm actually gonna create the shapes dot offset. So for the shape, with the offset for the square, I'm gonna set it to like 13. Same for triangle, a little bit closer, and for this one, I'm just gonna set it as 17. And I'm again going to set it much smaller. Okay, now we can hide this variable. Now the show health bar, would be like this. I'm actually gonna name shape dot max health HP and for the sprite only. And I'm just gonna drag it right here and the shape HP. And I'm gonna set the shape's max HP up here. Max HP up 3, and I'm just gonna, after all of this, I'm gonna set the HP to the max HP. So I don't have to type it all over and over again. HP. Also, speaking of making it customizable, I kind of want to create a custom block where you can type in. I also am creating a lot of custom blocks because I want to make this very customizable. So I'm going to name health and set max health to health. So at the end, set health to health. Okay, first of all, I'm going to set max HP to this one. And then at the end, I'm just going to take all this and put it right here. So it's basically customizable. And I'm going to put it about right here. So I'm going to say like this 1 to 3. Like the same thing, 7, 12. Alright. Now they got a very else HP. And we can start like shooting them, and they got like little health bars. And they die. I also want to make like if the percentage of the health bars are above. But I think I would like to leave it like this, but if you guys want to change it, it's okay. But I think this one is kind of good. Alright, this is for this episode. The next episode, I'm going to start creating an AI that you can spawn, and you can fight it. And it'll make it draggable. If you drag it near you, it'll start shooting you, but if you drag it far away, it'll just go idle. So you can have fun shooting the shapes. And maybe later on in the episodes, I'll start making an upgrade system. Alright, thanks for watching. See you later.